English grammar. Complete grammar for all purposes. By PRAVIN KENDALE. Articles. 1. Articles equals. There are two types of articles. A. Indefinite article equals an. B. Definite article equals the. How to use a/an. Iaorn is used before a singular countable noun. 2. A is used before a noun having consonant sound as the starting sound of the word. 3. An is used before a noun having vowel sound, variants of a, e, I, o and u, as the starting sound of the word. 4. Both a and an means one any every single the same. V. If a or an is used before a proper noun, then it becomes a common noun, and the if the proper noun refers to a person, then the person should be considered unknown. 6. A or an is used before the word most when it is used in the sense of very or much or exceedingly. For example, A. Sham is a most intelligent student. B. This is a most unfortunate event. 7. A or an is used before an adjective if it is placed before a countable noun. For example, he is a good boy. London is a big city. 8. A or an should be used before occupation or profession. For example, my father is a teacher. His father was an engineer. Note the use of articles in the following expression. For example, such a beautiful place. So beautiful a place. Such a pleasant summer. So pleasant a summer. Such a nice person. So nice a person. 9. When two adjectives qualify the same noun, the article is used before the first adjective only and no article is used before the second one. For example, Nehru was a statesman and orator. X in some phrases a or an is used. For example, on an average. As a rule. Make a noise. Make an effort. Make a mistake. Make a mess. At a loss. A bad cold. 11. A or an is used in exclamations before singular countable nouns. For example, what a beautiful girl. What a strange history. 12. When man or woman is used in a general sense to represent mankind as a whole, it never takes an article. For example, man is mortal. 13. A or an should not be used before plural nouns, material nouns, abstract nouns, names of meals, except when an adjective is used before them, and uncountable nouns. Different rules for using the. 1. The is used to mention a particular person, place or a thing. Remember that when a noun is used in a general sense it doesn't take an article, but if they are used in particular sense then the article is used. In the following examples note the difference between use and omission of the article. A. With names of colors. For example, red is her favorite color. The red in that sari had faded. B. With material nouns. For example, milk is white. The milk given by him is tasty. C. With plural nouns. For example, books are there. The books of Mr. Deshpande were in the cupboard. D. With abstract nouns. For example, honesty is the best policy. The honesty shown by Ashok is really praiseworthy. E. With names of languages. For example, English is spoken all over the world. The English spoken by him is incorrect. F. With names of meals. For example, lunch is at 2 o'clock. The lunch in the presence of the chief minister was memorable to us. G. With days, months and seasons. For example, summer is a hot season. The summer of last year was really very hot. 2. With names of musical instruments. For example, the flute, the piano, the violin, etc. 3. With adjectives representing a class of person. For example, the rich should help the poor. The wise learn from experience but foolish never do. 4 with names of races of people. For example, the Muslim, the Chinese, the Hindu, the English, the Indian, etc. 5 with names of newspapers, magazines, epics, famous books. For example, the Indian Express, the Times of India, the Sakal, the Bible, the Gita, the Quran, the Ramayana, etc. 6 with the names of rivers. For example, the Godavari, the Sutlej, the Ganga, the Nile, the Mississippi, etc. 7 with the names of mountains and mountains range. For example, the Himalaya, the Alps. Exception equals Everest, Kailas, Kanchenjunga, Mont Blanc, Olympus. 8 not to use with the names of cities. For example, exceptions, The Hague, the Forbidden City. 9 with the names of unique things in the world. For example, the earth, the world, the sky, the equator, the sun, the moon, etc. 10 with superlative adjectives. For example, he is the most brilliant boy in the class. Onam is the biggest festival in Kerala. 11 with a singular noun that represents a whole class. For example, the dog is a very useful animal. The cat loves comfort. 12 with ordinals. For example, Neil Armstrong was the first man to land on the moon. 13 with adjectives if it is placed before proper noun. For example, the immortal Shakespeare, the great Shivaji Maharaj, the famous Keats. 14 with surnames if it means family members. For example, the Tatas are keen on the industrial development of India. 15 with names directions. For example, the east, the west, the south, the north. 16 with the names of historical places. For example, the Charminar, the Red Fort, the Taj Mahal. 17 with the words denoting weather. For example, the wind, the rain, the air, the climate. 18 if the is used with a common nouns, it seems to express the meaning of an abstract noun. For example, he felt the patriot rise within his heart. 19 in case of the following words, no article is used when we think of the use made of the building. For example, bed, chapel, church, college, prison, hospital, market, court, etc. For example, she goes to church every Sunday. Goes there to pray. He went to the church to see the paintings on the walls. He started going to school at the age of 5. He came to school to meet Mr. Deshpande. 20 some words are always used with the. For example, theater, cinema, office, museum, station. For example, she is at the office at present. 21 no article is used after the following phrases. For example, the post of, the rank of, the title of, sort of, kind of, and also after the verb appoint if it means choose for the post of. For example, he was promoted to the post of professor. In about 3 years he rose to the rank of captain. They appointed him manager. He was appointed professor 2 years ago. 22 article is not used in certain phrases. For example, to take offense, to take root, to send word, to lose heart, to bring to book, to take to task, to set foot on, to give year, to catch fire. 23 no article is used before the names of relations. For example, father, mother, uncle, aunt. For example, uncle is leaving for Urpun. Mother is getting ready to go to Delhi. 24 no article is used before the names of games. For example, cricket, tennis, hockey, football, etc. 25 no article is used before the names of 5 senses. For example, see, smell, hear, touch, taste. 26. When the word society is used in general sense, no article is used before it. For example, a thief is a danger to society. But article the should be used if society is used. A. In a particular sense. The society of Greeks was based on freedom. B. In the sense of companionship. I enjoy the society of my friends. 27. No article should be used with a proper noun in its possessive case. For example, Shakespeare's tragedies are famous. 28. A proper noun becomes a common noun if article is used before it. For example, Kalidas is the Shakespeare of India. Ahmedabad is the Manchester of India. 29. The is used in the distributive sense with the meaning each. For example, eggs are sold by the dozen. Cloth is sold by the meter. 30. When better one of the two has to be told, then the is used before the comparative degree and also before two. For example, he is the taller of the two. He is the finer batsman of the two. But you have to say, he is a finer batsman than others. 31. The article is not used before title if it is used in apposition to a proper noun. For example, Vajpayee Prime Minister of India. Shinde Chief Minister of Maharashtra. 32. The is used in place of a possessive adjective before the names of parts of the body. For example, I hit him on the elbow. I hit him on his elbow is wrong. 33. The is used before titles. For example, the Raja of. The King of. 34. The is used before the part of the body. For example, the brain, the heart, the legs, the fingers. 35. The is used before important buildings. For example, the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The Parliament House. 36. The is used before the name of ship, plane or train. For example, the Flying Queen, the Rajdhani Express. 37. The is used before the names of certain canals. The Suez, the Panama. 38. The is used before a descriptive geographical name. For example, the Punjab, the Madhya Pradesh, the Uttar Pradesh. 39. The is used in certain phrases. For example, on the way, on the one hand, to the utmost, all the same, to the contrary, in the long run, all the more, during the winter. 40. The is used before office if it means the place of work. For example, she was in office. 41. No article is used in the following expressions. For example, to be in office, to hold an official position. To be out of office equals no longer in official position. 42. The article the is not repeated when the noun is in plural form. For example, the first and fifth chapters of this book are really interesting. 43. The is used before some adjectives to give a plural meaning. For example, rich, poor, dead, sick, healthy, deaf, blind, etc. The rich equals rich people. The poor equals poor people. 44. With certain adjectives indicating nationality. For example, the Dutch, the Spanish, the Chinese, the Burmese, the English people, etc. 45. In some special comparative. For example, the more you earn, the more you spend. The more the better. The higher you go, the cooler you feel. 46. Before the names of certain countries, each of which is a union of smaller units. For example, the USA, the UAR, the UK, etc. 47. Before the names of political parties. For example, the Congress, the BJP. 48. Before the names of seas, ocean, deserts, islands. For example, the Arabian Sea, the Red Sea, the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Sahara, the Thar, the Andamans, the West Indies, etc. 49. The is not used before predicative nouns denoting a position that is normally held at one time by one person only. For example, Mr. Soham was elected chairman of the committee. He became principal of our college in 1996.